Hello everyone. So today's session we are going to cover what exactly is the difference between identity center permission set and organization service control policies. So I believe a lot of you when working with AWS would have come across this scenario on which one to use, what is the best practice for either one. So don't worry, over here we are going to go over deep dive and show you when to use which one. So let's get started. This is the agenda. I'm going to make it more of a lab session where I'll show you what exactly is each one. And in the end, I'll provide you a comparison between permission sets and service control policies and what exactly is the difference between the two. So let me come here to the console where what I have is, as you see, I have these two accounts that are part of the organization. And if you have watched one of my earlier videos, I have done a deep dive on what exactly is an organization. And this is a service of AWS wherein you could go about creating a different accounts and it would be taken care as part of the same organization. And this is very similar to many organizations who have different lines of businesses and they want to have the parent bidding done. And that is where, and also the management and by a parent account, a management account in the case. And that is where organization would be a lot good. And also there is a control tower. So please check out the video that will provide you a little more detail about what exactly is a control tower and drop in your comments if you want to get into any specific details, and I can always do that. But this is what is AWS organizations and what is Identity Center. This is AWS Identity Center, which is again another service altogether. They both work together, but that is where, right? Like Identity Center has permission sets and organization has policies, which are also called service control policies out here. So let me get started on what exactly is a permission set. Permission set, as you could see, there is nothing but a collection of permissions, or like it's a JSON format, wherein you could define what a certain user or a group can do within AWS accounts and applications. You could think about this as certain access templates, like a JSON file, for which you could just say that I want to give this service this permission, attach it to a group, and you'll be done. So let me show you how I can go about creating a permission set. So this is where one of the differences that AWS provides is you get a predefined permission set, you get a custom permission sets. Predefined, it has these policies that are listed, and you could use them if you think that this is something that could be useful. But a lot of times in our experience, we rarely use these ones because we have very rarely come across a scenario where, say, if I want to use billing, all the policies in the billing section, billing permission set, will be required by a certain group. It'll be very rare. And there are a lot of vulnerability scanning tools. What they will do is, like, if a policy is not used, they will flag it, because of which it will result in a vulnerability because it results in excessive permission. That is where in a lot of our customers' work we have done, we rarely have used predefined permission set and majorly go with custom permission set that is over here. Now, this is a console I'm showing over here, but please stick with infrastructure as a code, either Terraform or CloudFormation or CDK. Go with those options and you'll be better off. But just for this purpose, I'm showing you how to go about it in the console. So you would choose this. And over here, again, you will see many options, which is AWS Managed Policies. It's nothing but predefined set of templates that AWS provides for us to go about using it. Now, if I have to choose one, like say if I wanted to do backup, now this is where I could see all the backup policies that AWS provides. I get this full access. Now let me say I need to choose this one. So I could do it, and if you want, you could expand it and you could see all the different permissions that the backup provides. You get permission for backup for sure, backup service for sure, for storage, for RDS, because you will need to take snapshot permissions. The DynamoDB, again, it's similar to database, but it's a NoSQL database. You get EFS, EC2, volume, AMI's backup. You will get all these permissions as part of this. So it's very helpful. You could definitely use this one and go about it compared to the predefined permission set. So I definitely this managed policy is very good. Customer managed policies, for those of you who have worked on IAM, AWS IAM, you would know that you could go about creating your own managed policy and you could attach it to more than one group. The benefit of managed policy, essentially it is It is a common policy that you could do and go about it. Inline policy, as the name says, it is essentially a policy that you would assign to a particular group or a user, and it is only going to be within that user or group. You cannot share it across, unlike a managed policy. So that is the difference. So because this session is not of policy, it is of permission set and service control policies. So this is how I'll choose this one for now. And I'll hit the next button, give it a name. I'll say developer policy, and you should give a description. Session duration, I'll give it as 1 hour. You could provide a longer duration if you want. And hit next. And this is where you could review the screen if you want. So all good from my side. And I can come and create. Now this is where my permission set is created. If I see here, account is 0, as well as I will be able to see it is not provisioned out here. Why it is not provisioned? Because the account is 0. It is just created. So how do I attach it to an account? What I will need to do is I will need to come to the accounts. Now this is an account I need to choose. I could come here. I could select this one. Let me assign a user or group. I have a developer group already created. Let me choose this one here. And this is where I will see this is the group that is created. Now this is where you will see the developer policy that I just created is showing out here. And this is what I can attach. And if I hit next and I do submit, this is where it is provisioning. It is sort of deploying the policy for that particular group and that particular account. So now you could see you have this ECS group account. Actually, it's I gave the name in one of the earlier videos, and this is the permission set. It is developer policy as there. And if I click over here, I will be able to see what is this policy doing and the setup of that out here. And now if I come back here to the permission set, I will see this as provisioned. So I hope this provides a good understanding of what exactly is a permission set. Essentially, the characteristics, it's a reusable component. You could have this permission set not just for one group, not just for one particular setting. You could do it for more than one. You could attach it to more than one account as well. Now say I have this particular account out here because these are closed, so it's showing as empty. If I want, I shouldn't do it as the management account because management account is only for managers and 1 or 2 users you would want to do. But say, just for the sake of this video, I'll just show it that I could always do it. I could choose a group. Again, if you want, you could do this developer. You could choose it. You could attach the policy and you can provision the same form more than one. So that is why I say it is reusable. It is customizable. You saw that I was able to, it's not allowing me to cancel. Okay, there you go. So now it is customizable because you can see that you can create the permission sets where you could provide your own JSON, make it very granular if you want, and have different permission sets that you can attach to different groups. So it is a lot more granular that you can achieve. Manageability, you could see it's so manageable. You could just go and create and edit the templates. So what makes a permission set? Well, first is the policies. You saw the policies that are there. If I go here, these are the different policies. They make the permission sets and the session duration. You saw that I chose for 1 hour. You could choose for a session for more longer than that. And that is what the session duration would be setting. So when do I use the permission set? First of all, if I need a cross-account access. In AWS, like in organizations, you would see these are the different accounts as of now. If one account, say ECS, needs access to another account over here, not the management account, another account, then yes, you would be ideally going to go with a permission set. Application access. What it will allow you to do is allow the users or the group to access specific AWS applications with the necessary permissions. And of course, RBAC, role-based access control, is what you will be getting as well. So let me now go over to the next topic, which is the service control policy out here. So this is the organizations. As you saw that you are well aware, you probably are aware of the structure of how you go about creating an organization. If not, please check the earlier videos where I've done a deep dive on what exactly is AWS Organization and how you could go about attaching different accounts out there. So please check it out. And this is where you will see the service control policies, which is also called the policies out here. Now, if I click this one, you will see these are the different policies that you can provide. It again goes a little more deeper. And this is the AI service software policies, the backup policies, and service control policies is the topic of today's session, and tag policies. So I'll get into service control policies. Now, what you see over here, what it is saying is you could kind of provide different policies that are here. Now, for the sake of this particular video, I have already created 2 policies just to show that here what I want to do is I want to deny all users in a particular group not to be able to go and delete any CloudWatch log. So what if I do this particular at a particular target, if I do it at the root level, so any account within the root level, they will not have any access to go about deleting the CloudWatch logs. And it could be something required because for auditing purposes, you may want to retain the data for longer than a certain duration, which is where you would want to have this such policy implemented at the organization root level. If I want similar access, if I want to have full AWS access, I want to give access to all these resources to everybody, I could go and attach it to each and every one or just at the parent one itself. So of course, you wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't want to give full access to all the accounts. And even if say you do, you could always have a deny. In AWS, in fact, in a lot of the cloud providers, deny is always going to override the allow. So something for you to look into. That is what it provides. So what exactly is the service control policy? So it is a type of policy where you can use in AWS organizations to manage permissions in the organization. What they provide? They provide central control over the maximum available permissions for all accounts within the organization. So that is what the power of service control policies. Essentially, they are like a set of guardrails that control what actions the users and roles can perform in the accounts to which the SCPs are applied. They do not grant permissions, but instead they'll act as a filter for actions that are allowed by identity and access management policies and other permission settings. So I hope this provides a good overview on what exactly is the permission set, which is in Identity Center, what exactly is service control policies in organizations, and how exactly to go about using each one. So now let me go back to the presentation where I'll cover the last topic here. What are the differences? So I have this, as always, I have made this comparison table for you. You can click the link in the blog below, which way you could go and take this comparison and use it for your purposes. But this provides the comparison wherein, as I said, the definition, permission set, it is nothing but a collection of permissions, policies that can grant only a group or a user rights to perform certain actions. What is the service control policies? It's a policies. It's nothing different from it's a JSON policy at the permission set, JSON policy at the service control policy. But you don't attach the service control policy to a user. You attach it to an organization or account in AWS or organization unit in AWS. What is the purpose? The purpose of permission set is to assign specific permissions to a user or group, as I said. And for SCP, it is to attach it to a particular organization unit. What is the scope? Scope is the same. You can attach it for permission set. You can attach it to the user group. Service control policy, it is attached to the organization unit. So what is the permission granting? You can, in permission set, you can grant or you can deny permissions for certain actions. On service control policies, you don't ideally want to grant it. You would want to just deny it. That is what best practices. You would want to deny what certain users can't allow. And as deny overrides, because even if say you go granular, if you have a policy at the service control policies, you will be able to restrict them. So that is what you'll be getting. So that is one of the recommendations that we suggested to as part of the setup. Where should you use each one? If you want to go a little more granular at a specific user or group level, you should use permission set. If you want to set the permissions at a higher level at the organization unit, go for service control policies. Application method. It is assigned to the users or groups and it is assigned to the organization. And I override the permissions in permission sets. Yes. If it is an allow, you can definitely override the existing permissions with more permissive rules. You can do that. In service control policies, if you apply it, ideally you cannot do it because it's a deny. You cannot override a deny. So you can always try to override and allow. So something to check out. What is the primary function? It is essentially, again, for users or groups to perform certain actions, and it is service control policies, only certain organization or certain things in an organization that can be done. Which one is flexible? Permission set is a lot more flexible because, again, it is something you could do at a user or a group level, and service control policy you can just do at an organization unit level. And the type of control, it is permission set is very granular. while service control policies, it will just restrict at a high level or allow at a high level. So which is where use service control policies very carefully. It could be because a lot of times what we have noticed it when debugging, if we apply a service control policy at the organization level, and we are not able to identify why is one thing not working at a lower level, and it turns out that a policy at the root level is blocking it. Visibility, as I said, it is visible in the permission set is visible within the AWS Identity Center, while service control policies, they are visible and managed within the organizations, a very different segregation. And enforcement, as I said, the permission sets are enforced at the account level, as I showed you, where the permission set you will be able to apply to a particular user or group, and then they'll be provisioned, while the service control policies, they'll be enforced across the organization or within the specified OU. So with this, I hope you have a good understanding on what exactly is a permission set and what exactly is a service control policy. And now you will be able to guide your customers on when to use which one. So I hope you like this channel. Please like, subscribe, share, and drop in your comment of the next video you would want to see. Thank you.